My son whispered to our bookkeeper in the storage yard, "Transfer the last payment Friday. By Monday, the accounts will be empty. He'll retire with nothing." I'd stopped by to check on equipment. Heard voices behind the supply trailer. "What about the pension fund?" That was Carol, our bookkeeper for 15 years. "I've been redirecting contributions for 2 years. There's nothing there, just paperwork." I stood frozen. My son Brian, the boy I'd groomed to take over the company, planning to steal my retirement with the woman who'd managed my finances for 15 years. I walked back to my truck, drove home in a daze. My first instinct was to confront them, disown Brian, fire Carol. Instead, I called my brother Raymond, forensic accountant. The results came back in a week. $1.3 million missing over 3 years. Payments to shell companies, redirected pension contributions, invoices for materials never purchased. Brian had been stealing since I'd announced my retirement date. Carol had helped, created false invoices, manipulated the books, hidden the theft in layers of fake transactions. They planned to drain the final accounts the week before I handed over the company. For 3 weeks, I played the tired old man ready to step aside, complained about my back, talked about fishing trips, let Brian handle more responsibilities. Meanwhile, I documented everything. Shell companies registered to Carol's sister, pension funds transferred to the Cayman Islands, materials billed but never delivered. I scheduled a retirement party for Friday, invited everyone, employees, vendors, family, told Brian I wanted to make the transition official, in front of everyone who'd helped build this company. He loved the idea. Friday night, company warehouse decorated, 50 people, workers I'd employed for decades, Brian's mother, his wife, his children. Brian stood near the front, accepting handshakes. Carol hovered by the refreshments. I took the microphone. "Before we celebrate, I need to address something." Brian smiled, expecting praise. 3 years ago, I announced my retirement, named my son as my successor. I paused. That same month, money started disappearing. Brian's smile flickered. 1.3 million, stolen through shell companies, fake invoices, redirected pension contributions. I clicked to the first slide, bank transfers, shell company registrations. Every shell company traces back to Carol's sister. Carol dropped her punch glass. It shattered on the concrete floor. Every fake invoice was approved by Brian. I clicked to the next slide. Brian's signatures, dates, amounts. My son has been stealing from me for 3 years, planning to leave me with nothing while he took my life's work. 50 people stared at Brian, workers who'd trusted him, family who'd loved him. His wife's face went white. His mother started crying. "Dad," Brian's voice cracked. "This is a misunderstanding. I can explain. You can explain the offshore accounts, the Cayman Islands transfers, the loans you took out against equipment I own." I placed the folder on the table in front of him. "You were going to drain everything Friday. Leave me liable for debts you created. Retire your own father into poverty." Brian looked around the room, searching for an ally, finding none. "The company was supposed to be mine anyway," he said quietly. "I was just taking it early. You weren't taking a company. You were stealing from your father." 2 police officers stepped through the warehouse door. "Brian Leonard Patterson, you're under arrest for embezzlement, fraud, and theft." Brian's children started crying. His wife pulled them away. "Dad, please," Brian's voice broke. "Don't do this in front of everyone. We're family." I stepped closer, close enough that only he could hear. "You stole my retirement in front of no one. You planned my destruction in secret." I straightened his collar, almost gentle. "I'm returning the favor in front of everyone you'll ever have to face again." They cuffed him in the middle of his own retirement party, in front of workers who'd respected him, family who'd trusted him, children who'd idolized him. Carol was arrested next. She didn't resist, just kept whispering, "He said you'd never find out." As they walked Brian through the warehouse, he looked back at me one last time. "Fathers don't do this to sons." I held his gaze. "Sons don't do this to fathers." They loaded him into the squad car. 50 witnesses watched the tail lights disappear. My wife found me afterward, eyes red. "What happens now?" I looked at the empty space where my son had been standing. "I hire a new team, rebuild what he stole, keep the company I spent 40 years building." She squeezed my hand. "And Brian?" I watched the last police car turn the corner. "He inherits exactly what he deserved."